Welcome back to Pickleball Addiction. Thank you again for tuning in. So this is the last episode covering the English Open. This is day 4, mixed doubles day. Had a 9 a.m. start in this day. If you didn't catch the last episode, I ended up being out quite late unexpectedly due to watching finals, due to going to Wagamama's to celebrate some gold medals, not for myself, but for some people that I was spending some time with. And ultimately, my car got locked in the car park and I had to find my way out. So I got back late at 1 o'clock in the morning. No time to record a diary. Another full day was to come before even just like driving home. The evening of the Sunday, which for me was 3 hours and 45 minutes. I didn't leave the event until after the final of the mixed doubles, like the 5-0 event, and that didn't finish till close to 10 as well. So I was back extremely late on that night. So this is why the episodes are a little bit later than expected. But I'll take you through a little bit about what happened on the mixed doubles today. So on the afternoon before, Saturday afternoon, Choi, who was my partner, she made it into Telford at the event. She didn't come until... Did she come on? She came on Friday, I think. So I met her Friday afternoon, just briefly, for a chat. And that was it. So turning up at 9 o'clock on the morning of the Sunday. We'd never played together. We'd had a brief 10-minute chat on the Friday, and that was it so far. So we were excited to get going again. She'd just played the women's doubles the day before, and was also really enjoying the experience, although a little bit like Lee, maybe even more so. She called herself the short straw, and wasn't particularly flattering about herself, should I say, which again, like Lee, was really unkind to themselves, because she was absolutely fine and did a fantastic job playing. I'm the opposite. I'm not optimistic. I'm thinking we're going to win gold no matter what. So it's kind of a bit different to play with some partners who are a bit more down on themselves. But She hadn't actually managed to win like any of her games in the previous day in the women's events, so I think that was adding to her lack of confidence. So we went to the first event at 9 o'clock, and we quickly won 11-3. It was the game just went really, really quickly. Seemed to be over in a flash, and we won 11-3. And of course, we were over the moon, and Joy was over the moon because that was our first win of the tournament. We were feeling good going into kind of like the next event. Quickly, we ended up losing 1-11 in the next game. So again, these games were an hour apart. We didn't have the same problem as the day before, where they were already delayed, because we were first on in the morning. So things were running not too bad. So anyway, we lost the second game 1-11, which definitely was different to the 11-3. I think, I'm trying to remember exactly kind of how it went down, but I think we played, I can't remember if the team was just brilliant or if we played like really, really badly. It's probably a bit of a mix of each. I need to check. But anyway, we lost pretty convincingly, 1-11. And so what I will say is that in some of the events there was 4 games in the group, and some of them were 5, depending on how many people would enter the competition. So in the men's that I had yesterday, there was 5 in the group. In this one there was 4. So we went into our third game knowing that we're already 1 win and 1 loss. If we wanted to go through, we probably needed to win this next game. And from the way that the scores had gone previously, I had an idea that this would be like kind of the deciding game, most probably. That it'd probably be the closest game and the deciding game about who goes through. So we got off to a flying start in that, and we were quite far up. I think we were like 7-2 and then 9-4 up for a while, and then we just could not get any more points. We got to 9 and we just could not get any more points, and we ended up losing 11-9 in that game, unfortunately, which it was good because in one way that we managed to clock up 9 points versus the 11, because it is a points come into it at the end of it. If people end up being on the same number of wins and same number of losses, then it comes down to points at the end of the day. Having lost 11-1 in the prior one, but we did win 11-3 in the first one, not losing by too much at least was a semi good result in the third game. But we also knew that if we stood any chance going into the last game, we really needed to win that one convincingly as well to have a really good points difference. So wanted to end on a high. We thought we probably aren't going to go through at this point, and then we finished the last game 11-3. So we did manage to clock up a good points difference. But as it turned out, we did miss out. We came third in the group. The top two again go through, but we missed out by just 1 point, and I'll show the graphic on the screen now, which shows what happened. But there was a team above us that had won 3 and lost 1, and we had won 2 and lost 2, yet we were only 1 point behind. So one more point and it would have been, I think it probably would have gone to wins then, but we were very close to, theory we could go through by having less wins, because our other wins were so good. The team that we did lose 9-11 to were Choi, my partner. It was actually somebody from her club that went through in our place. So there was, at least she knew the person going through was going through from her club rather than nobody. So we were out in the group stages again. Just missed out. A little bit like a bit of a similar story to yesterday with the men's, or the day before with the men's. I missed out on that. But really even closer this time round. And again, similar to the other game yesterday, we had opportunities to do better in that match. We didn't have match points on this time, but like yesterday. But this time, we were 9. I can't remember the exact, but we had quite a big point lead before managing not to finish it off. So that was really good. Again, enjoyed the experience, enjoyed playing with somebody new, enjoyed meeting new people, and again, just what a fantastic day. So, given that I was in the morning, had all afternoon then to go and kind of watch more of the pros, and really kind of experience that to the full. Also, I mentioned Lee's family. Lee is the men's double partner I had. If you haven't heard yesterday's episode, his family, who made up from grandchildren, granddad, his wife, 2 children also play. That between them, they had managed to clock up 3 golds, and on the mixed doubles day, Nick, the granddad, had also managed to clock up a bronze to add to their medal tally. So they went home with 3 golds and a bronze, which wasn't a bad little haul from the tournament for them. So managed to kind of catch that game, the bronze medal game. So that's another good medal for them. So going into the men's and the women's, the mixed doubles, should I say? The final was ultimately Ryla de Hart and Megan Fudge, their husband and wife, versus Nick Petterson and Susanna Barr. So at this point, Megan was going for the Triple Crown because she'd already won the singles, she'd already won the women's doubles with Susanna, and now she was kind of going for the Triple Crown, which means winning all 3 events. I also watched the game before that, so it was a semi-final between Ryla and Megan versus Emily Ackerman and Rob Nunnery, and that was a fantastic game as well. That one went to 3 sets, so Ryla and Megan won 11-7, 6-11, 11-3. So although none of the games were particularly close, it didn't feel like that during the match. It was quite a long match as far as I recall, and lots. I'll tell you what I was surprised about was that the pros that came over from the US, they really wanted to win. I thought maybe this would be not really something they'd be that interested in, being the English Open, compared to other tournaments they play. But they all really, really wanted to win. You can tell it got very chippy at stages. There was got contentious at stages for sure, particularly in the final. That also went to 3 sets. But you can see it really means something to them, and that made it all the better. You know, added to the tension, added to the drama. Everyone really, really wanted to win it, and the level of the standard of play was amazing. I think I mentioned in previous video, you know, there's 5 O's, and then there's the pros that have come over from the US. They're just like next level, and you can cut. You know, they convincingly beat some 5-0 players, you know, throughout this entire Open. But watching them live was one of the best things about the whole event. I just love watching, you know, just how fast the hands battles were. Like, seeing it in person is just different to watching it on the television. Seeing these people, seeing them, and some of the great shots that they were playing, and the angles they were getting, like, you just don't get that kind of on the television. So I just wanted to make the absolute most of that spectacle and the chance to watch these amazing players kind of up close and personal. So I spent the whole night there, and stayed. I think it finished like around 10:15, and then I ended up watching the bronze medal match as well, which I think Rob and Emery did miss that one, but I can't remember. I haven't got it to hand. I'll put the graphic up on the screen now. But they lost the bronze medal match, I think, as well, which we ended up watching watching the end of that after the final, because they went and played that on a different court, because again time was running out. I'll also putting a little video here now with of just a funny video. There was you know, there's 40 courts around the venue, but obviously most of the time you couldn't really play rec play on them because there was stuff going on. So people were like finding ways to play pickleball whenever they could. So I'll share this video with you here, like, which is just, I thought was just typical of like how much people love pickleball that went and just wanted to play pickleball and just found ways to do it even if there wasn't a court available. But yeah, the final was epic again. No really close like sets in particular, but you know, it went to 3 sets. But ultimately Susanna and Nick beat Megan and Ryla, so it was 11-5, 6-11, 11-7. But again, really, really well fought. You know, it felt like in some ways it could have gone either way, but Susanna and Nick, you know, managed to edge it out. And you know, wow, like that, as I say, the whole thing was just absolutely brilliant. And if you get a chance to watch pros in wherever you are in that way, you know, definitely recommend it, because it's really, you know, something to see. So yeah, that was it. I mean, given that this is so late, there was another weekend has passed, and I don't know if anybody would have seen it, but there was an APP tour on, which is where Rob and Megan and Susanna normally play. So they were playing in St. Louis over the weekend. So, you know, massive schedule. They were in the UK playing the English Open last weekend, and this league weekend just gone. It's Monday now. They were playing in St. Louis. But you know, the good thing was that Megan and Susanna managed to get gold in the women's doubles in St. Louis, fresh off their trip to the English Open. And Rob Nunnery and Andrei Tishenko had an epic tournament that just they lost to CJ Klinger and Andre Mick in the earlier stage. I think it was the quarterfinals of the tournament, and then they got entered into something called the back draw, which means they can then go ahead and have almost like a second shot at kind of getting through to the final, but it means they have to end up playing a lot more matches to kind of get there. And they ended up playing a huge amount of matches on Saturday night, so they were playing all day, getting to the quarterfinals, and then had to play this back draw where they ended up playing another, I think 4, maybe 5 kind of matches. They managed to get through all of that to get to the final again on Championship Sunday, and they played again CJ Klinger and Andre Mick, the team that had beaten them and knocked them out in the quarterfinals previously. So it's a bit of a strange situation that now they're in the final. It's an even more strange situation when you if you don't understand anything about the back draw. If you get to the back draw, you've still got to make more effort to there's more effort involved to actually win. So it's a best of 3 match, to 11. So if it had gone 1-1, then it would just have been a final set of 11, like any normal kind of game where the person who wins the third set wins. But Rob and Andre won the first 2 sets, 11-5, 11-8, and now they had to play a winner takes all 15 set match to decide who the winner of the tournament was. So you forget about those first 2 games, and it doesn't kind of make sense. Anyway, it seems to me it takes a while to understand, but the way, if you think of it like this, it's called double elimination, and that's where ultimately both teams have lost 1 match. So Rob and Andre had lost in the quarterfinals. CJ and Andre had lost in the final, so they both lost 1 game against each other, as it happens, as well. And now there was a decider, a 15-point game decider, to decide who the winner was. And ultimately, CJ and Andre managed to take that 15-12. It was really close. It could have gone either way. But ironically, Rob and Andre won 2 out of the 3 sets and still ended up only getting the silver. But that was kind of exciting to watch, and really fun to watch, given that these are the same guys that were in the English Open just the week before that I've been watching kind of live and speaking to actually in person. So ultimately, excellent experience. I got home, I think, about 1:45 in the morning from the event, having said goodbyes to everybody and heading on my way. So fantastic experience. Like, again, I loved it. I would recommend it. Absolutely would do it again. I won more games than I lost overall, which can't be bad, going into my first tournament of which I really didn't know what to expect. But if you get a chance to do it, I would grab it with both arms, because it was just fun. Everyone was having a good time. Everyone was really friendly, and it was just overall a very enjoyable event. And just congratulations to Pickleball England on managing to put such a large scale event on with actually relatively few issues. It was really, really, really good. So that's it. I'm going to wrap it up for the English Open. As I say, we'll have more content coming soon. Got some great interviews coming with some pros, with some directors at Pickleball England. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the other side. Let's get that 18 a little bit higher. Thanks very much.